Welcome, welcome to our weekly call. Excited to bring you a couple of pointers here today. If you guys want to just chime on in and say hello, I would appreciate a little shout out saying hello. Let me see here, make sure that is done. Cool. And today I really wanted to go over something that is really not really a proven method out there, but easily done enough. And nobody really puts that out there. Why? I'll let you know in a minute. But come on in and say hello. Let me know that you're here. Hashtag live or hashtag replay. And then I would really love your thoughts on this, how you feel about it. Now, I actually have proof for myself of this. However, I don't see anyone really offering this. So I'm going to put it out there. How to get your first property in 90 days, right? Your first investment property in 90 days. And quite technically, if you've already closed on one, it took you a long time to get yourself together. It took a long time to figure out how you were going to do it and getting the resources together. And then, okay, I think I could close on this one, right? And it took you, I don't know, maybe 6 months or a year to figure all that out. And then maybe you did it twice, right? And in the last 5 years, and you're going, oh, is this just too difficult? Maybe you just haven't done it at all because you've been too scared to move the needle forward. I've heard it all. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today, so that you guys can really know how to move it forward, right? Let me get back to where are you guys at? Okay. It flashed close and I lost you guys. So I'm sorry about that. I like to know I'm still here. Okay, it says live. Live, I'm live. Anyway, so I wanted to bring to you today how you can close on your next property first or next property in 90 days or less, regardless of time, money, and resources, right? Even though that's the first thing you should start off with. So I'm going to dive into this real quick. This will be a little short training on, really just analyzing where you're at and how you can get to that next property in 90 days. So the very first thing is, like, what strategy do you want to use and why? So write this down. What strategy, exit strategy that is, do you want to use and why? And that is wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, and money lending. Now, those are the only 4 things you get to choose from. Don't get them confused with acquisition strategies like lease option, BRRRR strategy. All of those things are acquisition strategies, right? So that's the first thing you need to determine. What am I looking for? Am I going to wholesale something? Do I want to hold it? Hopefully you want to hold it because that is where the true value is holding a property. And you might be saying, Joanna, well, how the heck do I do that? I can't even, I don't have the money for it, or I don't have the time to research for it. I've heard every excuse out there. And yes, they're just excuses, because if you want something bad enough, you'll go get it, right? You'll go get it. And you'll determine how with the resources that you already have and can find, right? Being resourceful is a leader, an entrepreneur, and helping queenpreneurs close on their first property in 90 days or less is what I'm really hoping to reach, right? I'm trying to reach you guys that are making 6 and 7 figures, that need a tax strategy, and have just been, you don't even know about real estate, or it's the way to wealth, but you just A, don't know how, or B, don't have the time, right? So everyone's got the resources, whether you realize it or not. Everyone has the resources. It's just a matter of prioritizing and digging out what you already have within you and around you. So again, the first thing is strategy. So are you going to wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, or money lend? Those could be the different things. Money lending is great for if you don't have a whole lot of time. You could still get your money working for you, which we're having a special class today for my clients, financial fitness class on keeping more of the money you make And so that's a big deal in this world to me, or to me in this world, because so much of it is wasted in our processes that we have as a government. Another story. I won't get into that. But so part of that is as a money lender, it's saving you time and you're having your money work for you. It's not sitting there dormant and losing money because it's sitting in a bank account, right? It's great that you're making 6 figures, even 7 figures, but if it's just sitting in a bank account and all you're doing is paying for more systems in your business, there's no great tax write-off there, right? Assets is where that comes in. And so you as 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs need those assets. And how do I know? Because I geek out on tax and legal. I'm not a CPA. I'm not here to offer financial advice. However, I used to be licensed. And so I know where the line is, right? In creating that wealth and a certain wealth strategy. So if you haven't closed on your first property, I'm telling you, this is the time to do it. Okay. And those of you that are like, maybe I'll wholesale because I don't have any money, right? I've heard this time and time again. You can buy and hold with no money, no credit. So choose wisely, choose your strategy wisely. Okay. And if you're going to fix and flip, I don't suggest that for newbies. If you've never done this before, you don't understand the transaction, you don't understand how flip should go, and you don't understand team, and you don't understand timeline and project management, don't do fix and flip. Build up to that, okay? You could buy and hold and wholesale and money lent for brand new people. All of those with guidance, right? Knowing exactly what you're doing with guidance, having guidance around that. Resources. So resources is, you'd be amazed at the resources that you do have. And once I get my clients on the line, I'm going, okay, this, I pull it out of them. They're like, wow, I got more resources than I thought. So that's where my magic comes in, is really pulling all that together for them. So what do you have now? What do you know now? What do you have to go get? So having that list in order, right? Do you have time or do you not have time? Do you have money or do you not have money? Do you have team or do you not have team, right? Do you have the knowledge? Do you not have knowledge? Like, knowing those resources is important, okay? And this is what's going to set you on track to close on your property in 90 days. What's your market? So let me dive into that real quick. So in my market, I can go pick up 3 or 4 properties right now. That's the type of market I have in Northeast Pennsylvania. And I actually just picked one up and we're working on it right now. If you're in Austin, Texas, let's say, it might be a little bit more scarce, right? Properties, available properties. And I'm not talking about the MLS. And I'm not talking about the MLS. I don't buy property off the MLS. I buy from wholesalers, sometimes realtors, but they're not on the MLS, right? Or I find it myself. So the property I'm in right now, I found myself because I drove by it all the time and realized it was vacant and had a conversation. So, and that's how I ended up with this property. So knowing your market, what's going on in your market, maybe if you're in Austin, Texas, or New York City, or California Bay Area, or LA area, where it's really dense with things going on, you might want to go a little bit outside of that, like in the LA hills, right? In the Central Valley of California, even that's picked up. But if you're in Philadelphia, even quite a bit going on there, you might want to go just outside of the metropolitan area, right? And to have those conversations. So knowing your market, and where to fish, basically, right? What does your pond look like? Do you think there's a lot of leads there? Do you think there's a lot of sharks in there? Maybe move a little bit over so that you have less sharks and still a lot of fish, right? So again, things to ponder. Motivated sellers. What type of motivated seller are you going to be communicating with? So I do have a couple of my clients that work with probate, and they have the heart for it. They have the heart for it because if you've ever had to deal with family law, You got to have a lot of patience and compassion, empathy, and to know not to get caught up in story, right? So we need to know, this is like the one thing I am on my soapbox on all the time is, people say, well, what about this deal or da 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 da? And they're pointing, and I'm going, well, what's the story of the seller? And they're like, what do you mean story? I don't know. They're selling. So there's a reason they're selling, and we need to find that out because that's how we're going to structure things, right? According to their story. Okay. And I deep dive into this with my clients, knowing exactly the questions to ask the sellers, because if you can't come up with you might as well just go to MLS and just buy property from a realtor, right? There's no sense in being an investor and finding a property of value that you can add off market. Just saying. So I have a lot of ways that I close on real estate. And if I can't find out the story, then there's probably just not going to close on it. I'm going to move on to the next one. So knowing your motivated seller, are they in pre-foreclosure? Are they in probate? Are they getting a divorce? Do they have to relocate? Any of those things, right, are a way to figure out the seller that you want to work with, right? So maybe you just want to concentrate on pre-foreclosures. Get a hold of title or lead source, get that list of pre-foreclosures like everybody else, and make the phone calls, right? What I help my clients do is to stand out from those hundreds of people that are trying to mail them or call them to where they only want to work with my clients. I make it a win-win, okay? 89% of the time, right? So, and it's way more than a lot of investors out there and wholesalers that just throw away leads all the time. And realtors are like, oh, well, I can't list it. There's not enough equity. They don't know how to do a short sale. Or maybe they do a short sale and they could have closed on it themselves, right? And be an investor. But a lot of realtors don't know how to invest. So think about that too when you're speaking to your realtor. Team. Speaking of realtors, realtors should be on your team. And they should be somebody who understands real estate investing so that they can help you out and know what you're looking for. Okay. Title. Having a title company. So I have a couple of national title companies that I work with because I do investing nationwide. Okay. I have properties in multiple states and I need to be able to get to stuff regardless of the state that they're in. Okay. So know if you're going to wholesale, you need to ask if they're doing assignments or double closes and what they can do for you. Okay. You can get your leads from them. You can get all kinds of help from them. Marketing. And realtors are a great resource. They can give you those, if there is any, 90 days and older on MLS. Those people have issues. They think they want too much, right? But there's ways with creative real estate investing that I help my clients to understand from that position what they can do. If they want their price, we get our terms, right? If we get our price, they get their terms. So, but neither party has both, right? Because then it's not a win-win situation. Just saying. I also have a REI lead generator system that automates a lot of this. So those of you that need to leverage time and still look like a professional, this is a great resource with a website and a pipeline that walks them through as soon as they fill out the form. It's all detailed and automated for you. Of course, you need to do your own comps. This is just a lead pipeline system that sends out emails and texts and reminders to you and the client so that you can close the property. So there's that. And then lenders, right? Lenders are a part of team. Are they going to be hard money lenders, traditional, private money lenders? What are you going to do? Is it going to be the seller, this lender, or the seller's bank that's the lender? So you need to come up with all of this, right? Lenders, so technically lenders is one of the things that you'll need to have and understand who's doing what, right? So when my clients look at a property, they're thinking, oh, I have a hard money lender in my pocket. Oh, I have a private money lender in my pocket. Or I've already been pre-qualified with this traditional bank. Or this, according to this seller's story, I could do seller finance or I could do subject to, right? Those are all your lending options. So, in joint venture, like you can mix those up. You could do some of one and another together. So I've done plenty of that. My clients have done plenty of that. So this is, I invite you to understand how you really can close in 90 days. And I've had clients that have done it in less time than 90 days. But let me see here. Okay. But there's no reason why you can't do that for yourself. Again, that is, in order to close on your property in 90 days, you'll need to know the strategy you're going to do, your resources that you have and what you need, the market that you're going to fish in, the motivated seller that you're going to work it with, or if you're going to do it on MLS, right? Team, what team do you have? And what lender do you have, right? How's the lending going to be on this? So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys got some value out of this, type value in the comments. I'm also doing a masterclass webinar on the 9th, where I'm going to detail how I've done a few of my properties, how my clients are closing on properties, just to really show you guys like the meat and potatoes behind the scenes and how you can do it too. That's the most important part, right? Like taking this all into account so that you can do it too. So I invite you to that webinar. If you want to know more about it, it is on February 9th. And let me see, I can send you the link to that. Just type creative in the comments and my team will get that link to you to sign up for the webinar. Again, that'll be how to close on your well, basically it's how I close 1.2 million in real estate with no money, no credit. So really that's how it's going to go on that webinar, and list what I did and how you could do the same. So, and how my clients are doing it. So I invite you to that. Write creative in the comments and I will see you guys then. Have a great day. Bye.